Hey guys, what's up? We're here for another Wednesday night live stream. It's late night with console kits. Today we got a couple more game rooms, and then we're going to jump right into topics. Boy, it's been a pretty fun day. You know, I don't know about you, but I have the week off. I had last week off, so it's really a good time of the year to just kind of spend time with the family. I've been doing a lot of house projects, and it's been great. Some of them are personal software development coding projects that I plan to finish early 2023. Some of them are integrations into the live stream, how I can make them more interactive, and I got everything working pretty good. And then, boy, the Raspberry Pis, man, I'm trying to get a Raspberry Pi 4 with dual screen with dual monitor to go into my my streaming software, and I'm trying to get the image to auto boot Chromium in two different desktops in kiosk mode, so it can go to my website, which will, basically I'm trying to do it where everything I do in the live stream I wrote. It's kind of a fun little project. So I have it all working. I just need to get all that working so I can layer it. So anyway, tonight we'll be doing topics as well. So in the live chat, you can type in a topic and whatever you want to talk about, and we can chat about that topic. I will be starring that and then favoriting. That's also part of the tool that I've been working on. It's a lot of fun. I got things working. Next phase of the app is, I think tomorrow. I think I'll probably wrap it up. It's going to be a lot of cool stuff. So on my agenda for the live streaming app is a feature where you can do live voting. I did that in a previous app before. I'm going to do things where everyone who's in the live chat, their avatar will appear on the screen. When I go into that mode, I'll be able to I have this really cool idea that while we're doing a live stream, people that are being the most basically communicating the most, engaging the most is up on the screen. I don't know, that'd be kind of fun. Anyway, a lot of fun interactions. And then finally, I want to do it. I'm going to wrap it up, the coding for it tomorrow, where, I do these topics. We'll be able to pin those topics to the corner here, and they'll display on there. So you kind of know this agenda of what we're going to be talking about next. Yeah, I think that's going to be a lot of fun. And we got our first topic, console fanboy topic. What do you see yourself doing in 2023, Justin? Well, for the first, I was going to wait till 2023 to kind of start some of the new things that I'm working on, but I'm like, no, I'm going to do it right now. So I'm on a diet right now. I'm here talking about what's going on in my life right now. Like, last week was 1,000 calories every day, and now I'm to 1,700 calories every single day. But it's healthy food. 64 ounces of water every single day. This week I'm going to start doing exercise. My goal is to lose 30 pounds in the first quarter of January. So here's what I look like now. Let's see. We'll see how it goes. And a lot of variety of content. I'm thinking about doing this thing where I make less. I'm going to start making uploaded videos, but I'm going to spend a lot of time on them. So once a month is what I'm thinking about right now. So I'm going to spend a very long time writing the script, a lot of time recording, and a lot of time editing. My plan is I'm even came up with this really cool idea today. I was talking to my wife about it. She thinks it's the dumbest thing ever. But I want to do a review of the Legends Deluxe Pinball. I'll tell you exactly, like, this is what I think about. I want to gain skill in my editing. So I have this idea of what if, as the camera comes in, the video starts with it kind of zooming in, right? It's zooming in on the AtGames Legends Pinball. And you see the Legends Pinball back box float away. It literally floats. And you're like, how is he doing that? It floats in the air. And then you see the Buy Stuff store float into the screen, all while the camera is zooming in. You're like, this is movie magic, right? and then you see different camera angles of the back box being installed and then screws going in, and then it all lights up and works. And then at the end of the video, I'll show how I did it. like the beginning of the video, there'll be like a big shot. Then I'll do a review of the modding piece. And at the very end, whatever that crazy filming shot, I'll have like a 10-second that's like, oh, by the way, and this is how I did that intro. So a lot of fun ideas, and how I'm gonna pull that floating thing off in the air will probably surprise you. And I think it'll be a part of the entertainment of the video. It's like 12 times a year, Justin's gonna do a big video, and then at the very beginning, if I can pull it off, there'll be like a real interesting movie magic thing, and at the very end, I'll show you how I did it. Let's see. So let's get in. We got a couple topics that are starting to come in. I'm gonna star those, favorite those in this app here, and yeah, it's gonna be nice when I get the new app going because I'll be able to filter for the word. Basically, I'm gonna set it up where I'll say a keyword like topic, and it'll just automatically favorite them. Anyway, so let's jump right in. So we have a couple. This one's a video we're going to be taking a look at. This is the Barnes Arcade for our review. Everyone in the chat, let's buckle up, guys. It's going to be a good one. I want to make sure I got. Why do I have? This is all messed up. Look at this, double me now. Okay, yeah, I've been playing around with this software all day today. Let's see if I can get this to work right. Here? No. I got that button wired up wrong. See, there's like multiple me now. There, I don't know. Whatever. I got to work on it. Let's go full screen here. Bam. Okay, this is the Bates Arcade, and I did do a preview of this video before. I just watched a little bit of it. It's pretty fantastic. You come in, I think it's a basement, right? And then we got the popcorn machine. Love that. A little bar area, and then couch area. Look how cozy this looks. Oh, look, hey, he's watching a fun podcast. I don't know if it's fun, but that's kind of cool. But then you got to check out these rooms that he has. He's got the sign. He's like, this is the game room. Is this CT Jason's house? I don't think so. So this is Robert. So we're going to go in, and he's got a good mixture. And he was telling me in an email how difficult it is. And he appreciates it. Hey, I used to have that amp. This guy said he has like 7 guitars. I remember there was like a Kickstarter for that. I picked it up, but I gave it to a buddy of mine. Anyway, he's got a whole bunch of different arcades in here, and they're very difficult to get down that basement. He had to get very creative with how he was doing it. So then he's got Michael B. Show playing in there. He's got that Legends pinball. Yeah, nice setup here. Posters on the wall. He's really taking advantage of this space. And then I don't know, is he a Pantera fan? It kind of looks like Washburn, kind of like Dimebag Darrell guitar, kind of the Washburn Flying V. My brother used to have a guitar that looked just like that. Or is it a Dean? I can't remember if it was Dean or the Washburn. Anyway, so then we got, there we go, the Legends pinball, got a Pong in the corner. Then you got the Legends Ultimate. Yeah, it's the Dean. I bet he likes Pantera. I bet he's a Dimebag fan. And look at this. Check it out. I haven't seen something like this, like a curtain where it reveals into this other game room. It kind of looks fun, right? Hold on. Let me go full screen here. And then we got some more kind of redemption type machines. Now, I've seen these available at my local auctions. You can get those redemption machines for pretty cheap. Some of them, I saw a Simpsons one. It was like going for like $5. And as long as it's not too big and you really want it, like you would enjoy it, yeah, that's pretty sweet. So he's got a T2 here. Now I saw in the other room he had a few of those. What are they called? The little. I have one of those. I don't remember what it's called. The Burger King sign is awesome. Look how big that is. artwork on the wall. It's a good setup. It's definitely a good setup. So thank you so much, Robert, for showing that video. And I always really enjoy when people send in these. And if you want to be a part of this, it's consolekits@gmail.com. If this is the first time you've seen this show, on Wednesday, we're doing this thing where it's pretty laid back. Try to get topics in the chat, show off some people's game rooms. You can email me your game room, and we'll show it off to the rest of the community as well. And then let me pull this up. We got a couple more things I wanted to take a look at, and then we'll get into those topics. Here we go. There we go. Let me get this back up. Okay, so hey, why isn't that pulling over? There we go. Once I get this better streamlined, I'm gonna really enjoy it. Okay, so next up we have DJ Simmies, maybe? And I think, hold on a second. Now I gotta make sure. I'm gonna have to search for this because this one had a video. Yeah, here we go. I found it. And so I'm gonna have to download that video real quick. Okay, cool. We're all set up now. So we're taking a look. Yeah, okay. I'm sitting here going, how did the borders come back? Like I lost the borders, now I have borders again. Oh, I see what's going on. I switched pages. I don't know. I'm sorry. I'm all over the place because I'm literally spending a lot of my time right now working on this stream. So I have like these presets that I've done before. And then, but those don't come with animations. And then this version, hold on. This will take a second. Look at all these layers. Let's see. No, see? I mixed it. You can't mix it. Now I turn the lights off. This is great. Okay, so I'm almost there. I just got to turn this thing off. See, this is what I get for messing with it. Now I have an extra overlay. I'm just sitting here, press off. Just press off with everything. Now I got to open this app over here. See, I got too many layers on this machine here. There we go. Let me turn that off. Hey, I'm back. Okay. This is without the borders. Anyway, this is DJ's, behind the scenes for Console Kits. DJ Simmy, so let's check it out. So in this, you'll notice if you look very closely, there's a lot of customization with the cabinets that DJ has in this setup. So he's got Tekken. In the right, I see another one. You see he's like the light up buttons. But you guys notice that first cabinet? That first cabinet on the left. This is one, it'd be fantastic if Arcade1UP came out with it eventually. It's a Donkey Kong. So if you're ever going to do a mod of a cabinet, a Donkey Kong would be pretty sweet mod. This one is, it looks like it's from a Generation 1 cabinet. And of course, one of the best things about these game rooms is when we see, it seems to be there's a common pattern for, really great game rooms. And that is fantastic carpet. That's key one, right? And then the lighting. You get those two things, anything you put in that room that glows is just going to pop. But if you're looking into, and I mean, these are the things that I take away as I try to build my game room to be as cool as any of these. It's, you gotta have the carpet, and there's a couple different formats, but they definitely look 80s or 90s carpet. It's super important to get that retro carpet, and then the Govee lights. And I think the majority of the feedback that I got from people is Govee seems to be the brand that a lot of people love. Anyway, get a close-up on this customary cabinet here, and then we will take a look at the video. This will take a second to pop up. All right. Sliding over, just playing the video. There's the close-up of the Donkey Kong. Check out that bezel, how the buttons are lined up. Pretty sweet. And then we got that Tekken 3 cabinet. Very nice. Simpsons with the light-up buttons. Oh, look at that Triforce down at the bottom. There we go. Swap out all the buttons on the Simpsons with the light-up buttons. Okay, sounds good. Oh, House of the Dead. That's what's over there. Look with the guns on the side. Very cool. Oh, is that? Oh, very cool. Light up Murky. Light up coin door. There we go. Oh, Pinball Effects 3. Is that? Oh, what's that? A Daytona USA Partycade? What? That came out of nowhere. All right. Star Wars, House of the Dead, Pac-Man poster, Marvel vs. Capcom 2, Jurassic Park, Nintendo sign. Very cool. Okay. All right. Hit some ones in the chat. This is great. Blew me away with the Daytona. Okay, nice. See, he's got that. I have that IKEA shelf. That's a good one. That's IKEA, right? Maybe it's Target. That's good setup. All right, that's very, very nice. Yeah. People are like, wait, go back. All right, so let's take a look at the Daytona. It looks like a partycade. The legs are offset. You see how I did that? You just put the screw over there. But then I think it's an Arcade stand. Look at this. Okay. Let's go full screen on this. Okay, so I think what we're looking at is, I'm guessing he got the $50 Arcade Gen 1 stand. He's got pedals at the bottom. He added Daytona graphics. And then you got, Ridge Racer Loco, Outrun, Crazy Taxi, Rush, Cruisin'. Is that Mario above? Let's pull back. Cruisin' and Mario Kart. All right. And then I think it's maybe, some steering wheel. And then he took a partycade, put up a light up marquee on it. He's got a custom bezel on it, custom artwork on the side. Yeah. and then he took the legs and instead of screwing them more in the middle, he screwed them so it'll balance on the Arcade. But then because the partycade is in the back there's enough room for the steering wheel. That's pretty sweet. Okay, I think the partycade, this custom partycade, stole the show. All right, very nice. Very nice. All right. Let's see. Yeah? Very cool stuff. All right, let's get to it. Let's get to some topics, guys. All right. Let's see. I got a couple starred. How we did this before, just in the live chat, just type in topic, and then then whatever you want to talk about, and then I'll go through real quick and I'll find some more topics that you list out, and then we'll have a discussion about it. Let's do it. Let's see. Topic: Star Wars re-release. John D comments. Yeah, so I watched B's show yesterday with John D on it. I think he said everything to clue in, that Star Wars is coming. He even dropped in the mention of January, so we can expect that soon. Let's see. And then there was, it was funny. I had seen that leak on Facebook about Star Wars re-release coming to like Best Buy, and when I saw the picture, I was like, okay, that price is too high. And then someone said that's like Canadian prices, and I don't know if there was any indication that Star Wars re-release was going to be a vast retail. I think everything was talked about being just, like a small direct only release. So the Best Buy was weird. There's been no shipping information, so there's no indication that the Star Wars cabinets have shipped from Hong Kong yet, or China, wherever they come from. And so The fact that retailers on site would start showing a price, and then the model number on that Star Wars matches the one that came out in 2019. And so, and you know, the new Star Wars is not going to be the original model, so they didn't reproduce the same model. So nothing was lining up, but that doesn't mean it's not coming out. I just don't think Best Buy has anything to do with it. I don't think Best Buy has. Now there was one thing about Best Buy that I was talking to a couple friends about. Is I got an email from this guy, and we talked about it, I don't know, maybe 5 or 10 shows ago. So I got an email from this guy that he went to his local Best Buy, and they had a Star Wars in box like last month. And so he bought it, and when he came home, it was missing parts. It seemed as though it was like a cab that Best Buy had kept in the back, and you know, maybe someone returned it, or someone came and said they had broken parts, so they salvaged parts out of a Star Wars cab. And so he was pretty upset that, you know, he went home and it didn't have all the pieces. So when he went back to Best Buy to return it, he's like, you know, I'd really like a different one if you have another one. So they ended up checking the computer, and on the computer there was one in stock in their warehouse. And so he's like, they'd have to ship it to him. So they did, and he got one. And he's like, it came in, everything works. And so, and this was recently. So he was like, does somehow Best Buy have stock? And of course, the immediate assumption is, you know, there's no way that's the case. But I mean, is there any evidence that it's not the case? Is it possible that there's a handful of Best Buy warehouses that still have Star Wars units? I don't know. Somehow during the pandemic, they got pushed back aside. Well, at least they had one to ship to that guy. So if for some reason Best Buy found, I mean, did they find some? And so maybe the picture from Facebook is accurate, but also that price was higher, and then someone said it was Canada, and this guy didn't indicate he was from Canada. He said he paid, I think, $450 for the Star Wars cabinet, which was what Best Buy was selling the 2019 model a while back. Let's see. Topic, Multicade Mac. Are you going to sell or share your streaming software? I don't know. Right now, I'm developing it in a way where it could be used by others, but it's also using one of my servers as the back end to relay information. And so just the way it was designed, I either have to open source it and just be like, you have to set up your own server, but here's all the code for it, or just make sure that I could support enough people on the server. So it uses WebSockets to communicate. How I'm doing it with the software is I wrote a Chrome extension that will parse the live chat as you're doing. I mean, my main point is, like, this streaming service that I'm doing right now to show the chat, it's like $500 a year. So I'm like, forget that. I'll have a project where I just build some software and then I just pay $0. And so I worked on integrating directly with the YouTube API, and that works out pretty good, but they give you a limited amount of requests that you can make to get the live chat. And I really want to do a lot of engaging stuff where while you're chatting, I can kind of overlay real-time votes. And to do that, there has to be logic that's, you know, processing every single comment. So it's not like I just need to signal, hey, open and close a chat. I have to process every chat. So to be able to get every chat, the app itself, YouTube in the web app, has access to that. So I wrote a Chrome extension that will parse that, send it to the server, and then there's another app that I have that's going to overlay what's called a mask or a key of the graphics and then the actual fill. And so I'll have like both the key and the fill on HDMI out, two Raspberry Pis, Raspberry Pi 4 going into a streaming software, and then overlay them, and then you'll get like basically perfect animation There's a couple other ways to do it, but that one sounded the most interesting, so I went with that. Let's see. Does Arcade1UP send you free cabinets? This cabinet right here, I received at no cost. It was from David McIntosh. He contacted me and said, hey, we'll send you a cabinet. Can you pick which one you'd want? And I said I wanted to try that, and then I made a video on it. But in other cases, I've never received anything free from them. Let's see. Top 3 cabs that you want to see released in 2023. Here's the problem. Like, the ones that I would... It's weird. These are the ones that I've been looking for full-size versions, and if Arcade1UP ever came out with them, I'd have to decide whether or not I want the full-size version or, you know, the Arcade1UP version. And then I'd have to decide, like, would I want an XL? I don't think I want a Pro necessarily, because at that price point of $1,000, I think the value is in, like, that $699 XL. If they can get an IPS screen inside a $699 product that's got the larger form factor. I mean, the on my list of full-size cabinets, Donkey Kong is kind of growing on me. I read an article about Donkey Kong, and it kind of got me thinking maybe I would like to own a Donkey Kong. I own a PlayChoice 10, and for a long time I thought I don't want another Nintendo cabinet, but now I've been thinking about it more, and the amount of space that I have, I wouldn't mind 2 more Nintendo cabs. Basically 3 Nintendo cabs, a PlayChoice 10, a Versus, probably Super Mario Brothers Duck Hunt Versus, and Donkey Kong. And then I'm still doing some research into, like, the Donkey Kong, exactly, like, what different PCBs did Nintendo make? Did they ever make, like, a multicade that plays Donkey Kong and Donkey Kong Jr.? And are they, like, authentic? Like, did Nintendo make them, or were they aftermarket and someone built? So I'm not really sure I necessarily want to buy something that's aftermarket. But there's a couple Donkey Kongs that are available to me here in the area that I live, and one of them's like $2,000, but it's in mint condition, like vinyl on the side, completely, vinyl on the side, and the quality of it, at least from the pictures, looks really high end. I'd like to take a look at it, but I have a feeling if I go look at it, I might buy it. So I'm not ready to buy it. So anything from Nintendo, which will probably never happen. So that's sad. But hey, if we're talking about something that I wish, that's what I would wish. Out of other cabinets, I'd really like to see Arcade1UP do the Pro justice. Maybe a Street Fighter Pro, and how would they do that? Could they do like that $699 price of an XL with an IPS screen, and then just use like the same sticks that they put on this year's model, the 2022 model? I think those sticks were better than the previous sticks. Maybe not as good as like IL-HAP or the HAP competition sticks. But for the price, there could be a value trade-off. And then, but increase buttons, you know, higher quality buttons. That's kind of if they had higher quality buttons on their standard cabs or XL or deluxe, whatever they want to call that, middle tier, non-peasant, whatever you want to call it. If they could have a little higher quality in that area, I think that would be good. I don't know if I would. I'm still trying to figure out exactly what I want my basement layout to be. The difficulty is, you know, pretty soon I have another 2 pinball machines coming down into the basement, the Pinball 2000s that I have. And then I'm probably going to buy a Stern pinball, like a brand new one. And so those are going to take up space. And I just got to, I literally, my plan for the next week or two is to start counting how much space I actually have, how many cabinets I could fit in here. It's a pretty big area that I have. And that's not counting if my wife will let me put cabinets in other rooms. We have a pretty decent sized house. There's plenty of bedrooms that we have that no one's sleeping in. But right now I have this 1,200 square foot unfinished area. That's kind of my space. I have an office. That's my space. We have our bedroom. That's our space. And then we have a gym area and a spare bedroom and then a second living room. There's all these other spaces. And so where those pinballs will end up being, I'm not really sure. And then where the arcades will go, not sure. And then where the Arcade1UP's AtGames virtual pinball will go, I'm not exactly sure. We've been here for a year and I should have this figured out, but there's enough space that I haven't had to like do the math yet. It's like, oh, I'll just put it there. And there's still a whole bunch of open space. And then we have like a couple couches like in this area that I could get rid of and it would give me more space. Nooner says CES for arcades, anything good, do you think? Well, if you watch the John D episode, he kind of made it sound like CES, we're not going to see anything super interesting. He kind of allude to E3 or later or Evo being other release titles, and that really makes sense. If he made this other comment about we're going to try to make the announcements even as close as 2 weeks to when they're available, because they found that having that long gap between they announce it and they're available is not really helping them. And that makes a lot of sense. If you think in 2020, remember they did make a big announcement at CES 2020, and that was the relationship they were going to have with Zen Pinball to do the virtual pinball machines. And they what they showed off at CES was a prototype. And maybe that makes sense because it was kind of like brand new product. Their goal was to get a virtual pinball machine at $500 MSRP. That was their plan. COVID hit and that kind of changed the plan. But then it took like such a long time for that pinball machine actually to come out. People got pretty upset that it didn't come out right away. So I think they're learning about this whole, expectation that they themselves are creating when they make an announcement for a cab with so much lead time. I think there's some trade-offs there. By making those announcements early on, the community can kind of give some feedbacks and kind of say what they hope it's going to be like. And then they can listen to that feedback as they're doing product development. And then I think this year they made a huge mistake, and they've expressed that they've learned from this, is, making an expectation that there's going to be an online availability for a couple games, and then the product comes out and they don't deliver the online. I think they thought in their head that it would be okay for those two dates to not necessarily match. The product development and shipping and manufacturing and the software development for online doesn't necessarily have to land in their timeline. They made some choices that made them offset, and it really frustrated a lot of people. So I think we're going to see some changes this next year. What I have heard is there's going to be less releases because whenever they get it wrong, everyone hates it, no one buys it. And so less releases gives them more time to get it right. Well, let's just see if they get it right. Let's see. Unacceptable Friend says, topic, Justin, what do you think about Arcade1UP needs to do in 2023 to bring back customers' confidence for those that turned off the brands from the year's mistakes? Kind of like what we just mentioned before. Show actionable progress towards the complaints that the community is actually given. One of the complaints that has really, I've seen a lot more comments on it. They're reminding the community that Arcade1UP made promises in 2022 that they still, 2021 that they still haven't delivered in 2022. So remember those old partycades, for example, that had, filtering on, the bilinear filtering, and they said they were going to do a firmware update for like everything. Well, they didn't do a firmware update for everything. They did a firmware update for a few things. And they did like add some features that they said they would, but there's still a lot of product out there that they've sold in the past that they had made claims that they were going to make updates to, and they never did. So I think if they have the funding to have the developers, I think that would be a good gesture for them to give the community what they've been asking for. Better product quality. If you're going to promise online, deliver online day one. I think the community is really hyped about spectate mode, or at least the enhanced spectate mode that Code Mystics has been requesting or has been showing off in their beta, and I think it's now fully available on Killer Instinct. If they port those over to like Mortal Kombat, I think that will make a lot of people happy. Whether or not that'll bring back customer confidence, I don't know. Like, there's going to be a set of people that are just not interested in 1UP anymore. Like, they've burned bridges for certain people, and I respect that. Like, hey, you burn the bridge. There's certain things that people are really excited about, very specific titles. And so I'm trying to empathize with that. Like earlier in the show, we were talking about like Nintendo. If Arcade1UP screwed Nintendo, I would be done, right? So you have to appreciate that. Like, from a certain point of view, I've seen this even myself, where a problem that Arcade1UP has doesn't affect you directly, so it's not a big deal. But it is a big deal to other people, and so that sucks. Let's see. Let's get a couple more topics in here. I'm gonna go through the topics and just start starring some things so I can come back to them. Looks like the chat has run away from me, and I will try to catch up now. Ooh, 720 cabinet. Yeah, that would be interesting. Smash TV, Narc. A lot of people talking about titles that would be their favorite versus Zapper cabinet. Yeah, it makes me think. I wonder if Arcade1UP would ever do like they can't get Nintendo, but they'd make a cabinet that looks like a Play Choice. Kind of like how the new cabinet, the newer cabinets that came out look midway, but it's not officially midway. Let's see. Yeah, Multi-Williams cabinet would be really awesome. Let's see, as I scan through for more topics. Let's see, Don Logic. Thanks for the reliable content. I love your work. Keep it up. Appreciate it, man. I'm hoping to make 2023 even better. Double down on higher quality content. I'll still try to do stream. Like, this live stream's not super high quality content, but I'm going to try to invest a lot of time on making videos and editing videos. Okay, more topics. I see. Okay. And hey, man, I did see your I got your email with your arcade room, but the videos were inaccessible. Could you send them again? It's like the video was there was a link to YouTube. It was private, so I couldn't access it. And then there was a video that was uploaded to Google Drive, and it was deleted, so I couldn't access it. But I would love to take a look at your update, man. Okay, so we got a couple topics here. What do you grade the spear Michael B put on P-dubs? Dan Z, I'd love to know what you're talking about. Maybe I missed it. I may have missed what that reference is. Let's see. I can confirm that you can get the $239 price for Legends Pinball. Oh, I can confirm you can get the $239 price for Legends Pinball. They refunded me $169 from my November in-store purchase of $399. Make sure you contact them via the app. I think you're referring to Sam's Club, right? So Sam's Club recently had all of these deals. And yeah, people are now, as the price goes down even more on Sam's, they're like matching it. That's great. Don Logic says, optimal placement between cabinets. I see a lot of people slap them side by side, but I keep mine 15 inches apart so I can see artwork on the side and for the vacuum between them. That's a good point. 15 inches vacuum between. Yeah. Staggering the cabinets. That's another thing I saw. Arcade1UP did that in one of their Miami offices, and I think it's because they have retailers come to that office, like Best Buy and stuff, to see their new plans and ideas. And they kind of have the cabinets at an angle, like up against the wall where the corner of the cabinet is touching the wall. I might try that. Looks like I got an email. Here we go. Thank you. Yes. We're going to take a look at another video here and play the video. Let me bring it over. We got an updated game room here from one of our finest. You guys ready for this? Let's check it out. Walking down the stairs. Oh, couple guitars there. Nice. Very nice. Look at this. Oh, come on. Let's get some ones in the chat for this one. Come on. Spectacular. Oh, hey, Bates. Yeah, man. Good stuff. Look at all these guitars he's got. Ah, Beatles posters. Very cool. Oh, man. This game room's a dream. That's funny. Yeah. Very cool. Yeah, nice collection of Jordans. Very nice. Yeah. Very cool. Very nice, very nice. All right, so then we got, let's break those out. My first gen Pac-Man died last week. Is it worth trying to get it repaired, or should I look at this as a modding opportunity? This is from Clax. Interesting. So Pac-Man Gen 1, well, I think I would love for you to do a test. Contact Arcade1UP customer support. I'm curious if they would send you a new PCB. It wouldn't hurt to ask. But a Gen 1 Pac-Man, what type of mods could you do on that? Now, I'd say the Gen 1 Pac-Man, it's a vertical screen. The monitor on that's not bad. It's not the BOE monitor, but the light distribution is better than some of the other cabinets that have come out. I think let's talk about a modding opportunity. And those in the chat, if you have modding ideas, type in modding ideas. So Chris mentions the Intech gaming kits. For this particular mod, you would most likely rotate the screen because majority of the Intech stuff works best in horizontal. So Ozzy asks, when did BOE start? So that is when this is majority of the cabinets. It's now that Arcade1UP has started adding TN monitors to some of it. But generally speaking, or what I'm about to say will cover most cases. If your speakers are above the screen, you probably have a BOE monitor. So the older cabinets that have a single speaker in the control panel, they had a TN monitor. But I think it was an LED lighting up, illuminating the screen behind. The power distribution on that Gen 1 cabinet was caused it to be too bright for those first gen, but they fixed that at pretty quickly afterwards, and then they went to BOE starting with the Star Wars cabinet, which is the cabinet that kind of started where the speakers were above. Same with the Marvel Superhero cabinet, came around the same time. That was in 2019. They went to the BOE higher quality monitor. Now, what I just said is not true across the board, because once you go into 2022, this year, that's where you get the MK30, which has a really bad TN monitor in it, I've been told. and the speakers are above. So they didn't put a BOE in that. Shack XL doesn't have a BOE. The Golden Tee does not have a BOE. And then there's a Ms. Pac-Man that came out this year that it's got a TN monitor. And then a handful of legacy cabinets like, what is it, like Dig Dug, I believe. This year, Dig Dug has the TN monitor. So, yeah, that's a project I was thinking about doing, is updating my website, consolekits.com, and adding a section that's basically covers all of home arcade. And then just here, I'll show you guys exactly what my idea is. So I was in the market for, whenever I'm in the market for new Apple products. So my wife really likes Apple products. I use them for work. So we typically use like MacBook Pros and stuff. So my wife wanted a MacBook Air, the new one. Hers was like 8 years old. And so I went to Mac Rumors. And Mac Rumors, and I thought of this before, but it wasn't till like literally yesterday I was like, wait a second, I should totally do that on my website. Let's see. So, okay. So I was looking at it and going, maybe I should get a new iPad. You know, the iPad I have is kind of older, and I want to, like basically want to get a different iPad. And so when I was looking at it, I was like, oh, should I get the iPad Pro? And so on Mac Rumors, it says, by now, it was just updated. But if you go to like the Mac Mini, if I can find their like actual product page for the Mac Mini, I think you got to go in here. I'm sorry. So if I do an Apple TV, okay, it says buy now. Let me do Mac Mini again. Is it one of these? Yeah, these are articles. I don't want an article. Come on. Maybe here. Anyway, it says don't buy. It literally says don't buy on and the reason why is they say because a new one is coming out. It says like a new version is probably coming out. And anyway, you can use your imagination. Imagine you saw that. Okay, so I was thinking my Console Kits website, something that could add value to the community is recommendations of whether this is a cabinet that's good. And maybe that would even be clear to Arcade1UP, like, don't buy MK30. Why? It has a bad monitor. Oh, also, they're probably coming out with one in 2023. And here's a reference of them saying that they're probably not going to use IPS monitor, or they're going to only use IPS monitors going forward. So you put that together, there's a good chance that you can get a newer MK. Who knows what the new MK is going to be? Is it going to be like the MK30th that's got the Gen 1 artwork? Okay, so that could be a reason to get it. But or like, should you get the Dig Dug? It's like, oh, if you like Dig Dug, you should get it. But that game is also found on these other variations, and those other variations have a better monitor. So I think some people that are just entering the community may be coming in and like, oh, I love Dig Dug. And so then they buy it, and then they have a really bad experience. They play the other games on it. It was like, oh, these other games are fun too, except for the monitor isn't very good, so they have a bad experience. But if someone would have told them, like, hey, not that one. Don't get the Dig Dug, because that's a crap one. That's one they screwed up on. Get this one that's actually cheaper, or get the Class of 1981 version, or get the last year's Pac-Man that had like 12 games on it, but it has a really nice monitor, and you can get that for cheaper. So right now there's no website that like kind of breaks that down, like do buy or don't buy. And I don't really want to suggest to buy it. I would just prefer the site to be like, here's why this is like not a good cabinet to buy. What? Get us? Did you just super chat me $10 to say get a Surface? Are you talking about Windows? Get a Surface Windows? All right. All right. Okay. Let's see. We got a couple more topics. So we got that one. Oh, I was going to show you. So Clax, we were talking about modding opportunities. Yeah, so someone in the chat mentioned it. One of the modding opportunities, DIY Retro Arcades. He has a section for Arcade1UP 3/4 scale kits. And then he's got this 16:1 kit. And so here's the thing. So the 16:1, it's not amazing. It just has 60 games on it. So the emulation quality of this is not the best. But you could buy this kit. You could wire up these joysticks to JAMA. That's a fun experience. Hook up an amp. And it does have 60 games on it. You have friends that come over that play these games. They'll think Donkey Kong's amazing. They can play, I don't know. It's about 60 games. And it's not fully 60 games. There's a couple repeats on it. But a lot of people didn't know this. You can go into the dip settings. And so those repeats, you can add variations to the dip switches. So you can make it where, like, this is the one that, like, you know, goes faster or whatever, has different features on it. So you can make it where when you go in, you can pick those. And so the point is, this is a conversion kit for the vertical monitors and your Pac-Man's vertical monitor, $150. You get, you know, I can't remember which model of joystick does he include in this package. But it's a pretty easy mod to do. I did this one. It was pretty fun. It's pretty fun. And the 16:1 is fun to get experience. And then once you've done that conversion kit, there are other JAMA boards, arcade boards, that you could swap out. And now you have a JAMA-ready machine. And so you could buy, like, on, I don't know, AliExpress, spend like $30 and try like a different one. Or there's a vertical Pandora's box as well that you could try out. I bought this one. I have this. I haven't tried it yet, but it's that's the horizontal version. I bought his vertical one that's like for partycades. This one. Yeah, so it's got this Pandora's box. It's JAMA, so there's a JAMA connector. So it's just like an edge connector where you have to wire in all the buttons. Then a power supply, and then speakers. And on this particular one, yeah, it's vertical, is my point. And so this one has more games than the 16 one. And he has step-by-step instructions on it. So it's an option for you. Will light gun games be a hot item in 2023 along with racing cabs if they launch Daytona USA? Well, let's read it backwards. If they launched Daytona USA, would that make it hot? Yeah. Will they? I don't know. Will light gun games be a hot item in 2023? Let's see. If you go to Sendin's website, Sendin has a list of games that they integrate with. I think it's somewhere on this site. So Arcade1UP currently has only released light gun support using Sendin's technology. And their compatibility for these machines, for the actual Sendin, you can buy the Sendin holster from Sendin, which is kind of fun. But his doesn't work with Arcade1UP and vice versa. They specifically designed it to be incompatible, so that you have to buy them separately. But anyway, my point is somewhere on this site, he has a list of games, and that would kind of give a clue. So I don't know, man. Are they going to come out with Time Crisis? That was one of the leaks. And maybe we'll get a Time Crisis. But I think also the community really hated the look of the Time Crisis. So if I were Arcade1UP, the feedback I heard the community give, and I was a part of giving, was it looked like McDonald's. And so I mean, it's not 100% their fault. The positive things about the Time Crisis was no riser, so that introduced the idea of them maybe doing a 3/4 scale version of a cabinet that is built in kind of like an XL, where the riser is all integrated. But would it be better for them to do like a Time Crisis 2 and just wait? Maybe. Or is this the scenario where they do Time Crisis, but they make the cab look different? I mean, Time Crisis is not a great looking cab in general. So what would you rather have? The Time Crisis with those like 5 games that are rumored to come out on the Time Crisis shape cabinet that we saw with the artwork the way we saw it? Or would you want them to change the artwork and just come up with something like an anniversary version, you know, like 40th anniversary of Time Crisis or whatever it is, 30-year anniversary. Let's see. What else we got? Some more music here. The Ultimark makes a light gun with recoil called Aim Track that works great with PCs, AtGames, PS2, etc. Could it work with Arcade1UP or iArcade in 2023? I guess it's possible. It seems like the iArcade is... They said... What iArcade said was they're going to make it where people could essentially bring their own light guns, meaning the developers could onboard the support for their machine. They're building some type of API where if someone wants to bring their games to the platform, they could add support for, you know, different light guns, is what iArcade was talking about. Would Arcade1UP? I don't know. Like, I think they have a good relationship with Senden. They've released what, 3 Senden machines? Or let's see, Buck. Well, Time Crisis isn't out yet, but that I'm sure it's in the list of Senden support. So the T2. In my opinion, I think they're not going to invest money. Times are tough. They're not going to invest money in R&D for a different light gun technology, unless it was like there's some restriction on the games. I don't know. Development cost is super expensive though, so you know, just off the top of my head, that's what I was thinking. Let's see. Time Crisis is a Happy Meal. Said that since the leak was shown, they've come back with a pro down the line, adding the Time Crisis 2. See, that's what they could do. Definitely. I was looking for an older Namco cabinet like the Pac-Man machine and Galaga, Galaxian, Plus. Rally X would be sweet looking too. Yeah, it'd be cool, man. House of the Dead 1 and 2, Crazy Taxi, Star Wars Trilogy cab. Yeah, Star Wars Trilogy. That's one I would love Arcade1UP to come out with. If you haven't caught up, I haven't made a video on it. Maybe I will. I'm not really sure. But today was actually a day that I was going to fire up the Star Wars Trilogy I have. It got 40 degrees here. So I own... let me see if I can pull it up. I think I have a picture of it. So I own Star Wars Trilogy Arcade. And I bought it. And it was like... instant regret. There's like the what it took to get this machine. I bought it at an auction and it was like 6 months before. It was like July 31st. Let me see. I got the... Let's see. All right, so sharing some screen. So this is the garage right now. So I got the episode 1, and then I got the Revenge from Mars, pristine. I got Zaxxon. I got that multi-Williams. I got another Williams that I can redo. And then this is me. So there's my Road Blasters. This is me. And that's the Star Wars trilogy in a van that I rented. And I had to hire someone to come to my house and help me pull that out. It was yeah. It was hard. It was hard getting that out. And the moment I got it out, okay, here's check it out. This is I'm trying to go full screen so you can see this. Where's the full screen button? Here we go. All right, so this is me thinking I can do this on my own. I was like, I got Star Wars trilogy. I can totally, it's 350 pounds, but don't worry about it. I got this. I got this, guys. Oh, man. I'm glad I called a buddy. And then, yeah, he came out and let's see. And so here it is. This is what it looks like in my garage now. So it looks beautiful. Star Wars trilogy. Really big screen. But I got to get rid of it. But I'm going to keep those 2 pinball machines in the back for sure. Get those down to my basement soon. I don't make videos, dude. I only do live streams. What am I going to do? Live stream for, that's what I'm saying. That's my 2022 or 2023 resolution is one. I'm going to put more effort into my first video I upload in 2023 than any video I've ever made is my plan. Not for you. I'm not doing it for views. I'm not doing it for the community. I'm not doing it for anybody. I'm doing it so I can learn more editing skills. I don't know. I'm selfish. Okay, you got to show us we're invested. All right. Well, maybe that'll be one of the videos I do. But I gotta do the history of the Star Wars trilogy. I gotta talk about what year it came out. You know, I gotta show you the inside and out. It's gotta. If I were to pay someone to make the video, it would have to cost like $3,000 or $1,000, $1,000 to $2,000. Are you Mac or Windows? Right now I'm on a Windows machine, but I write code on a Mac. Like my preference is a Mac. But that's just the industry I'm in. Like literally at work, everybody has a Mac. There's like 100 developers on our team, and there's like 2 people with PCs. And one of them is now getting a Mac. And the other guy, he used to work for Microsoft, so he's like all in. So we make an exception for him. Are you done with Arcade1UP in 2023? I don't know. I don't know what they're going to come out with. I think here's a better question. Is Arcade1UP done with us? How about that? I want to see Arcade1UP come out with a video that says we're done with this community. What would that video be like? That would be awesome, right? Ohio deals on full-size cabinets. Dude, Andrew is so right. He's so right. If you look on Facebook Market for where the arcade deals are for like full-size cabinets, it's Ohio. Ohio has an insane amount of amazing deals on full. Like if you live in Ohio, you can get really, really good full-size cabinets for like $300. Not in the Midwest. That's why the whole arcade scene, the full-size arcade scene is definitely like a regional thing. I was trying to see if I can pull up what I have saved. Take a second. The prices in Ohio are like half or a third of what they are here. And then even the availability. Like what's available in the Midwest, I'd have to travel pretty far to get anything good. I had to go to Kansas to get the Star Wars. So I drove, 3 hours one direction. Yeah, Ohio has basements. here we go. So I'm going to pull open some of the deals that I have saved. Now, I don't know. I'll just go through. So this is something that popped up in my area, a Sega Astro City for $1,000. And I don't know about the quality of the shape, but I was intrigued by this post. I haven't seen that before. So I was like, okay, that's interesting. Let's see. There's a T2 in Nebraska for $5,400. That's pretty sweet. I've been pushing these because I bought a Star Wars Episode 1, and I've been kind of just following like how much they're selling for. Just curious about that. This one's interesting. Almost perfect. And this was like, I think it was the home version, so I wasn't like jumping on it. $1,500 in Illinois. It was all right. Let's see. Return of the Jedi. I was following this one. Just curious how much it would go for. It's in Pennsylvania. $1,700. I played this in Cincinnati. Oh man, it's so good. The Cincinnati full-size arcade. I got really far on it. You know, it was a lot of fun, and it got me playing it here locally again. Like I usually just play A New Hope or Star Wars, but now kind of like multiple times a week I've been playing Return of the Jedi, and I've been getting further and further in it. And I have to admit, that game is really good. I like, if you actually play Return of the Jedi, it's a fun game. It's hard, but I've been getting better at it. Okay, so it's another Galaga 20th. That might be the same one. Yeah, I think I favored it. Oh, this one I wanted. This is the one that was like, I wish I had a truck. $1,800 in Nebraska. Signed this NES Pro Play home arcade. Yeah. That one's fun. Let's see. I've been looking at these Jurassic Parks. $10,000 for the premium one. I think I'm going to pick that. Not this one, but I think I am going to get one when more come in stock. I think there's some more that are coming in stock soon. I saw this one in Arizona the other day. It's Tubin. It's a pretty good price, $1,200 for a Tubin. It looked like it was in pretty good shape. I love the look of this this Tubin cabinet. To own the original on that, having it as an Arcade1UP is one thing. Here's a Final Fight for $800 in Kansas. It's pretty sweet, but for me, yeah, that's a good price. But that's another $300 to go get it for me. It's about $80 in gas, about $220 in renting a truck, and then a day to go there, 3 hours there. Probably an hour to load, and then 3 hours back. So it would also cost me a day. No. This is the Stun. I thought it was a Vindicator. Vindicator I'd love to have. Here's a Donkey Kong. Been looking for those. I love these, like Astro City, CityNet type of cabs. Been looking for those. Here's a Donkey Kong Jr. This one's in Iowa. I've been eyeing this one. I don't really want Donkey Kong Jr., but I would love to get just a straight-up Donkey Kong. Then we got... I've been looking at Star Wars, but this one was a while back. It was pretty expensive. I'm not going to spend $4,500 on a full-size. It's just too big. It's way too big. Yeah, man, Vindicators is fantastic. I played that in Cincinnati. Like, that was such a weird experience. I went to Cincinnati in my head knowing somehow that they would have a Vindicator, and they did. It was the weirdest thing ever. Like, I went straight to the cabinet. I don't even know how to explain it. I saw no pictures, nothing. It was just something in me told me they were going to have it. I don't know, and they did. So what are the chances? Anyway, So that's what I have been looking at lately. I don't know what I'm going to end up getting. A lot of these are just me tracking the prices. And so, I think the hobby, I don't think there should be really limits on the hobby. So, I was thinking about it. If you want to get a redemption machine and put it next to an Arcade1UP, candy crane, a real arcade, a real cocktail, anything goes. This is not like some Sega Nintendo war where it's like, oh, you can only buy Sega, you only buy Nintendo, you can only be in one hobby. I'm gonna do it all, everything. Upstairs, I got the Xbox Series S. My daughter plays the death out of it. She has limits on what she can play, but she plays that a lot. Also, Nintendo Switch. I got RetroTink 5X with original consoles, like a Super Nintendo that's been RGB modded, analog Mega SG, which directly competes with the original consoles with an external scaler. I buy that too. Polymega can also play those things. I own that too. I love retro gaming of all sorts. Virtual pinball. Now I own physical pinball. I'm going to get a Stern. Why not? Just over time, save up money. Get, good deals. Do side work. I do side work, make a little money on the side, and add it to my savings. Possible Vuelix cab down the line. I think it's possible. Yeah, Andrew's messaging me. Check this out. It's $725 for this Donkey Kong. So this same one, a good indicator, like it's pretty cheap to replace the T-molding. Good T-molding is pretty cheap, but I think this cab would be $1,200 in my area, maybe 15, maybe double. Yeah, maybe about double. Vuelix, I think Vuelix, like I assume you mean like a home arcade variant of Vuelix. I think it could work. And the reason why it could work is the Vuelix cab, I think, would be inexpensive for a company to do, whether it's Unico or Arcade1UP, iArcade. If someone wants to do a cab like that. Yeah, man. So Ohio, I don't know if they just have a surplus of cabinets, but at least I've been following it. Andrew, what do you want to say? How long have you been looking at cabs in your area? I want to say I've been noticing the prices for about a year on Facebook Market for full-size arcades. They pop up. I'm in many groups over the years, and Ohio just, I don't know why, they just have these really low prices. And then you'll if you're in certain groups, like I'm in a Midwest group, and so they'll post, the Midwest area, you'll get Nebraska, Iowa, Illinois, Chicago, much more expensive. Yeah. So I think Vuelix could work. I don't know if anyone would ever do it, but I saw some pictures online of some older like Vuelix machines, and like the way they're kind of just like set up, I could see them being like very functional. They're like super functional. They probably don't have a broad nostalgia, but they do have a high functionality. So, I even saw some older ones that were used that I was considering buying because of their high versatility in functionality. Yeah, this is the thing that I've learned. So full size are just a pain in the rear. Like, it is a lot of work. I don't know if I'm a collector. Like, maybe I don't know if it's maybe I just don't like categories. But like, I see like the full-size cabinets that I plan on keeping and not reselling after I fix them up. The full-size cabinets that I have, they feel like a collector's item to me. Like, oh, this was made in 1981 or this was made in 1999. It has sentimental value to me. In my head, I feel like in the cash that I paid for it is still like just sitting over there in the cabinet. It's not really going down in value. It maybe not even going up in value, but that's fine. I definitely like the smaller cabinets, the ones that I can move on a dolly by myself. If you know how to get the pivot point on a dolly, on a cab, moving it around is fine. But that's when the cab is a smaller. Like I love, like again, a single screen Nintendo cabinet, or the cabarets. I have a few of those, or like the Zaxxon cabinet that I have. They're not too big, but like the big red that I have, Neo Geo, it's really big, and I don't even want to move it. And then like that Star Wars, it's just too big. I thought I could do it. I can't. He says, I sold all mine except for a JAMA vertical, but the power supply blew a few years ago. And it's been collecting dust. Yeah. Just realized I had this green reflection right here. That's weird. It's like from this little screen I have. Anyway. Yeah, I think we're deep into a super chill. I hope you enjoyed the show. Kind of a topic show. We just kind of laid back. And thanks for sticking around for me. I know I'm a little mellow right now. It's just I don't know how to put it. Yeah, like when I'm on a stream, I'm usually like, hey man, what's going on, guys? And it's when I'm working like every day, like I'm fired up every day. And I think it's because like I really enjoy my job, my full-time job as a software developer. I'm talking to people, I'm hanging out with people through Zoom and all of that. And then, you know, I'm just excited to come to work every single day. I put in the time. We have some really great meetings. We have brainstorming sessions of like what we're going to get done. And then we do those things and it's great. It's great. And then when I go on a live stream, I'm like, I still have that energy of just like, having a great day. And now that I have time off, it's like I'm doing stuff around the house, and it's a lot of chores, but it's like me, it's like what I'm wanting to do. I made a list. It's not like my wife made a list. I want you to get all these things done. I made a huge list of things that I wanted to get done, and I'm waking up early and I'm getting so much done, and I'm so happy that I had this time off and I'm just getting so much done. It's such a rewarding feeling. But the downside is I'm really tired, and I was almost not going to do this stream, but I didn't want to cancel. So I love the community. I love trying to give back as much as I can. Is that cool? Was the mellow vibe all right? Okay. And Justin is the pipe 5x5. What is this? No, not that type of chillin'. Anyway, thank you so much for hanging out. Next show, I believe, yeah. Andy is or Andrew, he keeps sending me like, I'll go ahead and share again. Like, he's got some good stuff. He's like, you want to see some deals from Ohio? We got the Donkey Kong, right? Okay, you like Donkey Kong? How about off-road for $400? How about that Popeye? $1,300. That's not bad. What? Killer Instinct 1 and 2 arcade machines. $800. That's insane. That's insane. Yeah, man. Anyway, so next stream we'll be hanging out on Sunday, and we'll see you then, guys. All right, take care. Hopefully I think I can get my new streaming set up by then. It's going to be a disaster, but it's going to be great. And we'll try to make it a highly impactful, interactive, fun live stream. One thing before I go, for those of you that follow me that also play guitar, I've also, during this time off, I got Rocksmith. Oh my gosh, Rocksmith is awesome. Like, I always avoided it. Like, Rocksmith, it's like Rock Band, but like you actually play guitar. Like, it's really good. Like, I just go straight to like expert mode and start playing the stuff. And I was playing like Foo Fighters, Monkey Wrench. And I was like, whoa, I've been playing that song all wrong. Like the lead intro. And it's like way cooler than I thought. Like, I'll show it to you real quick. So, yeah, we got a couple of people. Rocksmith is great. So, I always thought it went. I thought it went. Where does it go? You know, something like that. But it actually goes. It does the. You know? Anyway, it does that with the song, and I was like, I didn't know it did that. So you play it like this. It's like, so that you let those bottom ones ring. So, what have we done with innocence? Anyway, so I was playing that on Rocksmith, and I was like, man, I was like, that's I didn't know you had to play it that way. And then I was playing this one. See if anyone in the chat can know this one. Anyway, so whenever I played that song, I always played it like, let me switch to this other screen. I always played it like this, like, you know, the Stone Temple Pilots song. It's like, I thought it was just like that, like that's it. I thought it just went E, A, E, but it goes dun, dun, dun. I never did that. And Rocksmith was like, that's how you play it. I was like, what? He's like, yeah, it's like, breathing is the hardest thing to do. For what I read between the lines. The lines. Anyway. It's fun. Rocksmith is awesome. So anyway, I've been playing that a lot lately, and it's been making my day. So if you're a guitar player and you haven't done Rocksmith, this is what I found. I recommend that you go to Steam and you buy Rocksmith 2014 edition on Steam, then buy your packs. That seems to be the way to go. Yeah, been really enjoying it. So if you play guitar, go check out Rocksmith. You can play along with songs. And it doesn't take very long to get used to the way it presents the notes to you. If you know tablature and you know how to like play songs already, like you can learn the songs pretty quickly. I think it's faster than tablature. If you know tablature already and it's like, oh man, it takes a while to learn the song on tablature, I think it's faster on Rocksmith. So I was playing this song. See if anyone in the chat knows this one. I don't know it fully, but it's like. And then it was like, I still got to figure out the whole thing, but it was pretty quick to be like, oh, the lead's over here. I think it's a. Something like that. Anyway, I can name that tune in 3 notes. Anyway, so Rocksmith is really cool. Let's see. MG says he has a Rocksmith for a PS3 with a full-size guitar, but never opened it. I just realized my tone knob was all messed up, so that's why it was sounding all funky. Yeah. Yeah, I was able to... You can slow down on this part of a song that you're, like, trying to figure out. And so... The one part of, like... What was it? That I was learning... That I was like, oh, I can know that better. It was... It's... Oh, it's like this. And it was like, I wanna be your parents, dude. Yeah. Yeah, so like the lead part for that song is all like, don't wanna be your monkey ranch. I'll never be your monkey ranch. So I normally do, don't wanna be your monkey ranch. But Rocksmith was all like, no, dude, you gotta go like this. Don't wanna be a monkey. I was like, whoa, that part's cool. I'll never be a monkey. I'll never be a monkey. This is what we should do. I should, I don't know if everyone would join, but you guys want to do a Rocksmith thing? Like, I'll share screen on Rocksmith. I don't know. We'll close this stream down. And we'll do some Rocksmith. I don't know. That may be kind of fun. Wake you guys up. I'll go live in just a second again. We'll do some copyright claim material. We'll have some fun. We got yes? We got yes? All right, hold on a second. Let's do this. Live stream. Music stream. All right. We will set that up right now. It'll take me a second to try to get the Rocksmith to work, but it could be fun. Music stream. Here we go. All right, guys. Link in the chat there for the music stream, and we'll head over there. Just give me a second to set up. Let Console Kits know that Console Kits sent you. All right. We'll see you guys in a bit. Take care.